The camera opens on a dimly lit workshop, rain softly drumming on the metal roof. A man in oil-stained overalls stands outside, holding a small cardboard box filled with his few belongings: a wrench, a lunchbox, and a family photo. His name is Ethan, a humble mechanic with grease on his hands but gold in his heart. As the rain hits his face, he looks up at the sign that once read Henderson Auto Repairs. Now, he's no longer welcome there. He whispers, "I fixed her car, because she couldn't afford it." Was that really so wrong? The camera zooms in on his tired eyes, then fades to black. A voiceover asks, "What happens when kindness costs you everything, but returns something money can't buy?" Ethan had worked at Henderson Auto Repairs for nearly 7 years. He wasn't rich, but he was proud of his work. Every morning before sunrise, he'd kiss his little daughter Lily on the forehead, promising her he'd bring home her favorite snack, a small chocolate bar, if the shop had a good day. He wasn't just fixing cars, he was fixing lives, quietly. Neighbors knew him as that kind mechanic who never says no. One chilly afternoon, an old lady named Mrs. Thompson walked into the shop. Her car, an old blue sedan, coughed and sputtered with every turn of the key. She looked worried, clutching a small purse like it was all she had left. Ethan greeted her kindly. "Ma'am, don't worry. I'll take care of it," he said with a reassuring smile. While inspecting the car, Ethan noticed the problem: a broken alternator belt and a dead battery. It would cost more than $150 to fix. Mrs. Thompson's eyes filled with tears. I don't have that kind of money right now, son," she said softly. "I just need to get to the hospital. My husband's there. He's not doing well." Ethan froze. He could see the pain in her eyes, the kind that didn't need words. Without thinking twice, he said, "Ma'am, you don't worry about the money. Let me fix this for you." She protested at first, but Ethan insisted. For the next 2 hours, he worked under that old sedan, ignoring the calls from his boss. When Mrs. Thompson returned, her car was running smoothly again. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she thanked him. She reached into her purse, pulling out a few wrinkled bills, maybe $10. Ethan gently closed her hand around them and said, "Keep it, ma'am. You might need it more than I do." She hugged him and whispered, "God bless you, son." But that moment of compassion would cost Ethan more than he ever imagined. Later that evening, his boss, Mr. Henderson, stormed into the shop, his face red with fury. "Ethan! Did you just fix that woman's car for free?" Ethan hesitated. "Sir, she couldn't pay. Her husband's." "I don't care!" Henderson roared. "This is a business, not a charity. You think oil changes and rent pay themselves?" Before Ethan could explain, Henderson pointed at the door. "You're done here. Pack your things." Silence filled the workshop. Ethan's co-workers looked away, no one dared to speak. Ethan walked out into the cold night, his hands trembling. He had lost his job, for doing the right thing. But he didn't regret it. Not yet. The days that followed were hard. Ethan searched for work everywhere but was turned down again and again. Bills piled up. His daughter asked why he wasn't going to the garage anymore, and each time he forced a smile, saying, "Daddy's just taking a little break." He started fixing small neighborhood bikes and lawnmowers just to buy groceries. Some nights, he skipped dinner so Lily could eat. One afternoon, as Ethan was working outside his small apartment, a black luxury car pulled up. The driver stepped out in a sharp suit and asked, "Are you Ethan Miller?" Ethan nodded, confused. The man smiled. "My boss would like to meet you." Moments later, Ethan found himself standing before a large auto service center, bigger and cleaner than any he'd seen before. Inside, an elderly woman was waiting, wearing a kind smile. It was Mrs. Thompson. She looked different, confident, calm, and dressed far better than before. Ethan blinked, not believing his eyes. "Mrs. Thompson? You look." She chuckled softly. "Better? That's because my husband recovered. And there's something I never told you, Ethan. My husband and I own this entire company, Thompson Automotive Group. We were looking for someone to manage a new branch. Ethan was speechless. She continued, I watched you that day. You didn't help me for recognition or reward, you did it because it was right. That's the kind of heart I want leading my people. Tears welled in Ethan's eyes. But I don't deserve. Yes, you do, she interrupted gently. You lost your job for helping me. Now, I want to give you one that will change your life. She handed him a contract, general manager of their newest workshop, double his old salary, full benefits, and a home allowance. Ethan couldn't speak. He looked at her with gratitude so deep, words failed him. That night, when he went home to Lily, he hugged her tightly. Daddy got a new job, sweetheart, he said, voice trembling. And this time, it's because he did the right thing. The screen fades as he lifts his daughter in his arms, her laughter echoing through their small home. Then, a final message appears on screen. Kindness may cost you today. But it always pays you back when you least expect it.